My family kicked me out at 17 for refusing to babysit their golden child. Now they want the farm I inherited. Story begins. I, 29M, never expected life to turn out like this. If you had told 17-year-old me that one day I'd own a thriving farm, run a successful YouTube channel, and live peacefully surrounded by fields and freedom, I would have laughed in your face. Back then, I was just the invisible kid. Despair. The one who always got the blame but never the praise. The older brother of Liam, the golden child. If you've ever lived in a family with a golden child, you know exactly how this goes. Liam was younger by 6 years, but my parents orbited around him like he was the sun. Everything he did was precious. Every tantrum, a justified emotional response. Every mistake, someone else's fault. Usually mine. He got suspended for hitting another kid? Somehow it was because I didn't teach him how to behave. He stole my birthday money? Don't be selfish, he's just a kid. He broke a neighbor's window? He's sensitive, you know that. I was basically the third parent. From age 12 onward, I was expected to feed him, bathe him, help him with schoolwork, and sacrifice any free time to his needs. At 17, things came to a head. It was the summer before my final year of high school. I had just started a part-time job at a local diner. I was proud of myself, saving for college, learning responsibility, trying to carve a life of my own. But my mom had other plans. One evening, she sat me down and told me I needed to quit my job and stay home every afternoon to babysit Liam. No negotiation. No discussion. Just, if you're part of this family, you'll do your part. I said no. And that was it. My dad blew up. Called me ungrateful, said I was lucky to even live under his roof, and told me if I wasn't willing to sacrifice for family, I could pack my things and leave. So I did. The only person I could call was my grandfather, my mom's dad, Grandpa Joe. He lived 2 hours away on a farm that he'd run since before I was born. We weren't especially close, but he'd always treated me with quiet kindness. He listened. He remembered my birthday. He showed up at my school events when my parents didn't bother. When I told him what happened, he just said, "Come." I left that night with one duffel bag, $112 in tips from my last paycheck, and no goodbye. Life on the farm wasn't easy. It was early mornings, long days, aching muscles, dirt under your fingernails, and more than one meal of peanut butter toast when money was tight. But it was honest and, for the first time in my life, peaceful. Grandpa Joe didn't say much, but he showed his care in action. He taught me how to fix fences, how to grow beans and squash, how to rotate crops, how to keep livestock healthy. He let me fail, then taught me how to try again. He never made me feel like a burden. Over the years, I earned my keep, graduated high school remotely, and eventually got a small scholarship to a local community college. I studied agriculture part-time, worked the farm full-time, and slowly became his partner. The years passed. My parents never called. Not for my 18th birthday. Not when I graduated. Not even when I ended up in the hospital one winter after falling off a ladder and breaking my wrist. I was a ghost to them. But Grandpa? He never wavered. 3 years ago, he passed away in his sleep. Peaceful. Just didn't wake up one morning. I was devastated. I buried him under the big oak tree near the West Field, the place he always said made him feel young again. It was the first time I cried openly in years. When the will was read, I was stunned. He left everything to me. The house, the land, the equipment, the savings. Not a word to my mother or her sister. Just a letter addressed to me in his crooked handwriting. You made this place a home again. I couldn't be prouder of the man you've become. Keep building. Keep growing. So I did. I renovated the crumbling house, converted the barn into a workshop and studio space, and started a YouTube channel called Back to Earth. I posted videos of daily farm life. Planting, harvesting, fixing things, storytelling. Slow, simple content. It picked up. People liked it. Now, I make enough to live comfortably, hire help during harvest, and donate to the local food bank regularly. Life is good. But peace never lasts long, does it? 2 months ago, out of nowhere, I got a text from my mother. The first contact in 12 years. "Hey, sweetie. Long time. Hope you're doing great." Smiling face with smiling eyes. We were thinking of taking a little trip to Grandpa's old farm. Liam's had a tough year, and being in nature would be good for his healing. Let's catch up soon, Red Heart. I didn't respond. The next week I saw photos on Facebook. My mom, dad, and Liam standing in front of my gate, captioned, "Coming home at last, house with garden, #family heritage, #farm life." I was stunned. They'd driven out while I wasn't home, taken pictures like they owned the place, and started commenting things like, "Can't wait to see what Grandpa left behind. Finally reclaiming what's ours. Liam deserves this after all he's been through." I sent a short message. This farm was left to me. I live here. Please do not come uninvited. That's when the real chaos began. Phone calls, texts, messages from relatives I hadn't heard from in a decade, telling me I was disrespecting blood, hoarding the family legacy, and being cruel to my poor mother who just wants to reconnect. Liam even messaged me personally. Dude, it's just a farm. Don't be petty. Mom says you wouldn't even have this place if not for her side of the family. I blocked him. So now here I am, sitting on the porch of the house I built with my own hands, looking out over fields I bled for and thinking, where were they when I had nothing? Where was this family when I needed a home? Why should I give an inch to people who only show up now that it's convenient? They kicked me out to protect their golden boy. They erased me from their lives without a second thought. And now that I have something they want, they suddenly remember I exist. Well, I remember too. I remember everything. And I'm not giving up 1 square inch of this land. Not for them. Not ever.